Good morning, everybody. We're in book 336, Beautiful Ballads. We are on page 112, and today's song is Keep On Loving You. And that is by the group REO Speedwagon. Speaking of the devil, here he comes. All right. This was considered a soft rock power ballad. By REO Speedwagon in 1980. It was the first single to break the top 50 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 for REO, reaching number one for one consecutive week in March of 1981. So I remember this song really well. We used to listen to a lot of REO, and it was my college roommate had this album, and she played it like all the time. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. That was that was the name of their album. Pretty funny. And what I did, because it's a couple of pages long here, is I am going to give you a preset sheet. Now, if you don't want to do a preset sheet, don't worry about it. You pick a rhythm and you play. That's all you need to do. If you want to add something, one button pushes, that's fine. You do not need to record presets, but I am going to tell you where those changes are. Now, I did also write out an introduction. So your introduction is going to be A1. A2 is when you start the song in your book. You should have seen. That's A2.
Is there a song set up for this or not?
No, there is not.
No, okay.
Nope. I don't think Bill Curry listens to REO.
A2 where?
Pardon?
A2 when?
A2 is the beginning of the song.
Okay.
A1 is the introduction that I'm going to give you.
Yep.
A2 is the beginning of the song. You're going to play the first 3 lines. At the end of line 3 or the beginning of line 4, that's where you put A3. Then you're going to play that for 2 lines. And at the top of page 113, end of the line or the beginning of line 2, doesn't matter, that's A4. Now, for those people that aren't doing presets, these are your check spots as to where you're going to change something. This just means you're going to change something. All right, so now we're going to stay on A4. We're going to turn the page. I always have problems turning this page. Turn the page, line 2, the second measure where you start the lyrics, and I'm gonna keep on loving you. So at the end of in that measure, you can do it at the end of the line, or you can do it right between the E minor chord and the G chord. That's gonna be A5 and A7. Why? Because we're going to add some harmony right there. Then we're going to play to the bottom of the page. Then you have a first ending. At the end of the first ending, you're going to put A6. A6. And that's it. All right, so let's do the road map. Yeah, we already got A7. A7 is the same place as A5. All right, so the road map goes like this. All of page 1, all of page 2. Your first ending is at the bottom of page 3. So take your color and make your dots and your thin line a color. Where's it going back to? This is important.
Second line of 113.
You got it. You don't go all the way back to the beginning. You go back to the dots. The beginning of the second line on page 113. That's it. So you're not going all the way back to the beginning. So you got to just keep that in mind, and that's why following colors works. So then we're going to play the rest of 113, 114. When we get to right before the first ending, I'm going to put a little colorful 2, and I'm going to trace the 2 up at the top of page 115 and finish the song. So it's nothing super hard. The hardest part is not going all the way back to the beginning, but going back to the second page. where the dots are. That's the hardest
Sorry,
part.
I just got in. What are we doing?
We're oh, hi Inez. We're
Hi.
doing Keep on Loving You on page 112.
Okay. Oh, I got the wrong book. What is it?
Oh, 336. Book 336, Beautiful Ballads.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
I've been running like chicken with no head. I'll keep on looking. Okay, I got it.
And
Thank
we're
you.
doing a preset sheet if you want it. Now remember, that's optional. I usually
Yeah.
don't do preset sheets in level 3, but I got a little carried away with this one, so I thought, what the heck? I might as well just write
Yeah.
out what I'm doing. But for those of you who don't like these or don't have presets, where I just told you to mark those, that's just a spot where you're going to change something. You might change something like add a duet or add a sound or do something a little different. Maybe go to the lower keyboard, whatever it is that you want to do to change it up. Now I am using soft rock at 80 beats a minute. Soft rock would be the equivalent of, oh shoot, what did I do this on the Easy 4? Try gospel guitarist and try smooth full band.
Yeah, smooth full band.
Okay. And I'm
I
going to
will
do the
try.
intro with a piano. So the easiest way to get to a piano is to go to either show 7 or big band 8. And I decided to go with big band 8 because I did not want to show 7, the 70s piano. So I'm doing big band number 8. You'll have it all here, or just poke piano and you'll be fine. Now I'm also turning off my Genie Basic and my Orc Plus. So what do I have? I have the bass, I have the drums, and I have chords. Your chords are your tabs. And I am putting in an electric guitar on my lower sound tab. Now on the Easy 4, Fred, you just go
Yeah.
to, you have ensemble and you have more for your lower. Go into the more and make sure you
Okay.
get a nice guitar in there. And that'll
Thank you.
give you what you need, because that's going to give you that strong guitar sound. That's important on power ballads, because you need that heavy guitar to go into that chord.
Yep.
And instead of playing full-fingered chords, you can go ahead and put on an AOC for that piano. And this is just for the intro. When you start the song, you're going to go to a different guitar. I'm using Chet's guitar, which is category country number 3. I use that guitar for a lot of things. You're also going to turn on your Genie at that point. But you want to make sure that you still have on that lower Genius electric guitar. So you probably have to put that in again because you're changing a preset. All right, so let's play it. And I want you to listen for changes. And I am adding a few chords, not a lot. You can handle my chords this time, I promise you. I promise you. The hardest part for me is turning the darn page. It doesn't want to turn. Okay, so here we go with the intro.
I don't know that one, but I like it.
Oh, I
It's-
like
it's-
it. Yeah.
It's a pretty song, yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mark that one.
that's very typical 1980s power ballad. Hmm. So it's not a bad song. It's a pretty song. But did you hear the guitar chords in the left hand?
Yep.
And so I kept, and because a guitar, what happens when you play a guitar? The string starts to decay because the string goes and then it just ends up at 0. So when you play a guitar chord, you really have to, you got to keep playing it sometime. So that's why you saw me keep on playing the chord, so that it was that guitar strumming that chord on like every first and third beat.
Mhm.
So that's why this is going to be a little bit different from some of the other songs that we do. It's not like just playing an organ sound and that holds, because a guitar sound or a piano sound on the bottom does not hold. So sometimes you need to emphasize that chord more often, even if it's the same chord. Any questions so far?
Beautiful.
Okay, so how did I first start that out? I just first started out with a piano and the introduction. But when I got to the base root of the song, right where it starts, then I'm adding your bass, and I put in that Chet's guitar. Now, if you don't like Chet's guitar, put in any guitar that works for you. Or if you don't like that guitar either, put in a different sound. But if you remember how this guy sang the songs, I wasn't real crazy about how he sang, because he would sing totally not musically. And I've got Mr. Andy here, who's a barber shopper, so he knows a lot about singing. And I don't know if he's listened to this YouTube, but this guy sings on his R's, and you're not supposed to sing on your R's. You're supposed to kind of like, yeah, get rid of them before you get to them. So on page 114, the way Kevin sings it is, I meant that I'll love you forever. And he sings on his R's, and it's a little bit harsh. So I needed something that was going to make his voice not soft. I didn't want a soft quality to his voice. I wanted something that would give it that edge. That was how he sang. I don't want to sleep. You know, he really kind of, he didn't sing it real smooth. So that's why I chose that guitar. Okay, let's put in some extra chords. Why? Because I can. Fred's shaking his head. I don't want to do any extra chords. Inez is going, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Make your head go like this. These are not hard. These are not
Dawn,
hard.
excuse me,
Yes.
before you go on, you never went to the bottom keyboard, right? Because I got the mandolin on the bottom.
Yeah,
You
I
know
never did. No, I never did. I had everything up on top.
top,
I
okay.
had everything up on the top, and it was just him singing. I did
Yeah.
add some harmony, and if you noticed, I added a country
Oh, okay.
harmony, because the
Oh.
harmony went to the top.
Mhm.
Okay,
Hmm.
thank you.
Most of my changes are going to be in the lower, by turning on the Genie, turning on the Orchestra Plus, changing the drummer if you have a drum variation. Yep, so, and taking the drum variation off. And then at the very end, I did put on the alter style. So, if you don't have any of those things, and I'm looking right at Fred, don't worry about it.
No, I had.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, you just, pretty much what you're going to do, Fred, is find a sound. Pick like your nylon guitar or your jazz guitar and see if that doesn't work. If you want to, you could even put the solo organ along with it to thicken it up a little bit, or not. And then make sure that you get your harmony on, and I would just use duet harmony, because you don't
Yeah,
have
I
country
don't use
harmony.
as many changes, but I do make sound changes.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So extra chords. He knows. I think you'll like these chords better. Line 1, second measure. Cross out the A minor and replace it with F major 7. Okay? If I played it with A minor, it would sound like this. And that's okay, but that's not really the way it should sound. So with the F major 7, here's the A minor. Let's get rid of this and just do easy. There's your A minor chord. Here's your F major 7 chord.
Oh, yeah.
It just adds a little different spice to it.
Yeah.
And F major 7 is easy. It's E and F at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So line 2, cross out the A minor chord and put in an F major 7. Again, if you don't like it and you'd rather play A minor, go ahead. Line 3,
Line 3, Dawn?
cross out your cross out your A minor chords and put F major 7 for line 3. Now, that's where it stops. So line 1, 2, and 3, you're crossing out all your A minors and exchanging them for F major 7, which is E and F.
Mhm.
Yes, and the last A minor in line 3, yes. But in line 4, you're going to stay on A minor. So don't cross that one out. Instead, you laid still in the grass, all coiled up and hissing. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. All
So
right,
leave
so
that
you're going to
one.
play, now on line 4, you're going to play A minor for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the word still. Put in another A minor. Write it again because I want you to play it again. A minor. Top of page
I'm
113.
sorry, Dawn.
Where did I
I-
lose you?
I'm lost right now.
Okay, line
A
4, page 112, line 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
The last measure on the page. The A minor is good for 2 counts.
Okay.
Beat 3 over the word still. Write in A minor again because what did I tell you about those guitar chords? You're going to play them.
Okay.
You're just going to keep playing it because
Okay.
otherwise that guitar sound is going to die, and you need that to help you keep that beat.
Okay.
Top of the page, 113. First measure, first beat, A minor. Write it again. And beat 3 of that same measure over the E for coiled, put in another A minor. So you're just going to keep playing that A minor because that's a guitar. And if you don't keep strumming that guitar, it's going to die and it's just going to go away. But you need that guitar to keep playing.
Mhm.
Then you're going to play the G chord is fine, and I wrote in a fill-in for those next 2 measures. Just do a fill-in or FX. Line 2, second measure. Cross out the A minor and replace it with F major 7, E and F. Line 3, second measure. Cross out the A minor and replace it with F major 7, E and F. Pretty easy. Line 4, cross out the very first A minor, put F major 7, and in the last measure of that line, you've got another A minor, cross it out and put F major 7. That's it for that page, for changes. Turn the page, 114, top of the page. There's that A minor chord. We're going to play that 4 times on the top line. So the A minor is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the E for love. Put in another A minor. Next measure over the E for meant. Put in another A minor. And beat 3 over the E for love. Put in another A minor. So you're going to play that 4
No.
times in a row.
Don, why do I have to put in 4 A minors if the first one's an A minor?
Because you need to get that guitar sound. If you've got a guitar sound, if you just played it once, the guitar sound is going to totally die away. If you play it again, you're going to get that guitar. You just want that guitar on beat 1 and beat 3. That's why you have
I'll
to play
make
it
that-
again.
I'll make that change.
It's something easy, but yes, in the Lowry's on the easy play, usually when you play a chord, it just keeps going, 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 and you don't have to change it till you get to a new chord. Unless you're on a piano or a guitar, you really need to keep playing the chord if you want to make sure that you're hearing it.
Done.
And it depends on the song you're playing too.
Yeah.
Second line, no changes. Third line, second measure, you have a G chord. That's good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the D for cause. Do another G for the same reason. Okay, because you want to have that guitar on beat 1 and beat 3. So you're going to have 2 G chords in 1 measure. Fourth line. The C chord is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the C for wanna, put an F chord. F as in fish. Then the G chord is good for 2 counts. Over the half rest, put a second G. Again, because you want that guitar to strum on every first and third beat for the most part. There's that
Well,
A
that's what
minor
I've learned for
chord.
today.
You learned your new thing for today? All right, for your first chord, your A minor, you're going to have 4 of them in a row. The A minor is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the E for the word sleep, right in A minor again. Last line on that page, first beat over the F for I, right in A minor again. And beat 3 over the E for keep, right in A minor 1 more time. Because every time you see that, you're going to play it.
Yeah.
Okay, make sense?
Mhm. Yep.
When you've got that guitar in your lower, you want to make sure that you hear it. It's a power ballad, so that's what makes it a power ballad is those strong guitar strums in your chords. The only way to do that is just play them again. All right, so the G chord is good for 2 counts. Beat 3, which is like in the middle of the measure, put an F, fish. First ending, beat 1. At the beginning of the measure, put an E minor, elephant minor, E and G. Beat 3. Halfway through that first ending, G, gorilla. So you're going to get a nice little,
This is the last measure on the last line.
page 114, right where that first ending is.
Okay,
You're going to have 2 chords, an E minor chord for beat 1 and a G chord for beat 3 in your first ending.
You started that off with the last line, A minor and the A minor, then a G, and then a G, and then an E.
Nope, a G and then an F.
Okay,
Second measure, you have G for 2 counts and F for beat 3.
okay.
Then the first ending, you've got E minor for 2 counts and back to G. So that's F, E minor, G. And you can do fill in all the while you're playing those chords as well. 115, top line, no changes. Second line, you have a G chord for 2 counts, beat 3 over the D for the word cause, put in another G. Third line. You have a G chord. It's good for 2 counts. Beat 3, put in another G, gorilla. Then you have an A minor chord, 4 A minors in a row. So A minor is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the word sleep, write it again, A minor. Fourth line, first beat over the F for I, A minor, write it again. And beat 3 over the E for keep, write it again, A minor. Then you have a G chord for 2 counts. Beat 3 is an F, F is in fish. Last line, first measure, first beat, E minor, elephant minor, E and G, for 2 counts. Beat 3, put in a D minor, dinosaur minor. Your last chord is a C. And then we're going to just do a fade out. Now, what I want you to do is we're going to change some notes in the last line. There's very few extra notes that I'm going to do, but the last line, since we're there anyway, you're going to play the E and the G, cross out the A in the right hand and throw it away. And this silly, silly instrumental that they have, cross out all those stupid notes. Okay? So G, C, G, C, G, cross them out. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to use the virtuoso, which should already be set up with a guitar up there, and you can just kind of walk your hand on it. If you don't have a virtuoso, just do a fade out. You're going to be on a C chord. So that last part, I just want to keep on loving you. Let's do the last 2 lines. Fade out. Just play a couple notes, random, and just let it fade out.
The fourth line again is AM over the FE, and then another AM over the EF, and then you have a G and an F.
And then a G and an F. AM, AM, G, F. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And the last line is EM, E minor, D minor, C. And if you don't want to do the virtuoso at all, you can just fade it out. Just let that C go and fade it out. If you don't have a fade out button, bring your foot back on your foot pedal until you get close to the bottom, then reach up to your master volume and just bring that all the way down.
We're supposed to play that last G.
No, you're going to be on the virtuoso. You're going to
Oh,
just
okay.
ding a couple notes on your virtuoso. Don't do
Okay.
anything super, you're at the end of the ballad.
Uh,
So
Dawn.
Dawn,
Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did you say don't play the C chord and the G chord when you're doing the virtuoso?
No, you're going to play a C chord. You're going to play that C chord and then fade it out. And you're not going to play the G, C, G, C, G notes. You're not going to play the notes.
Yeah, but then there's a G chord at the end.
Nope,
Oh.
there's no G chord. That's a note.
Well,
It's in a circle.
yes. I got it. Thank you.
Yep, cross it out. You're just going to end on a C. And then
Okay, got it.
you can ding your
So-
virtuoso if you want, or just fade it out completely right from where it is.
Okay,
So
thank you.
that song doesn't end with the same chord it starts.
Nope, it does not, does it? So what does that mean? Means it starts in one key and ends in another key. Does that happen frequently? Sure it does.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
You don't transpose the G.
So no, you don't.
So what would be the key?
You're starting in the key of F, I think. I think.
Yes,
On the intro?
On the intro. But see, here's the thing. I'm not using an introduction. I'm not using one of the organ's introductions. Let's put it that way.
Right,
I'm using introduction that's here.
okay.
And you can just do a no chord if you want, so you can get the beat. That's the intro.
Mhm. Okay. Dawn, I have a
Yes.
question. On
Yes.
page 115, I just got a phone call and
Okay.
on the fourth line,
Uh-huh.
you said A minor on the F, A minor
Yes.
on the E, then
Yes.
the G,
Yes.
and then what?
Beat 3, put an F.
Okay,
And
that's it?
Nope, the last line. Beat
Uh-huh.
1 is an E minor.
Oh, okay.
Beat 3 is a D minor.
Oh, my goodness.
And then you're going to play the C chord
Right, I
and
got
fade
that.
out.
Yeah, I got all that.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Now there's one more note that I'm going to change. Let me see how
Dawn,
many times.
before you go on, the last measure where you have the E, G, A with the A minor, or the E minor, did you take the A off?
Yes,
Just play the E, G?
Yes, take the A off and throw it away. I'm ending on the E minor with a D note.
Okay, very
Uh-huh.
good. Mhm.
Yep. All right, how many? Now you notice I'm playing it the way I remember it being sung. I'm not playing it exactly as it is written. All right, everything I'm doing is I'm jumping the gun a little bit. My chords are 1 and 3, steady Eddie, but the voice is always just a little bit ahead of time.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, now if you're not sure, play it as it is. And if you know the song, or go to YouTube and listen to it again. And that'll help you to get the timing a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now page 114. I'm adding one more note. Line 3. Keep on loving you. And they're doing this. And he's actually singing it. Let me get the right sound.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going up to an E before the D.
Oh,
So between the A and the D, you want to put an E on that top space.
okay. That's all.
Okay? 'Cause
Would you
that's
play it
how
like a triplet then, or what?
no, you're just
No?
gonna make the E and the D. What? Again, just play it the way you hear it. Make it like the E and the D are eighth notes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So if you put that E in there, you can connect the E and the D with the flag. Okay, you need me to play it again, so now you can listen for where the changes are?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Changes, I'm not doing that much. Okay, like I said, most of the changing is putting in that country harmony and throwing in, changing from a piano to the introduction to a guitar for the rest of it. I am changing up, like adding an alter style, adding an org plus. And again, the only reason to have a sheet like this is so that you can push the buttons on your organ and learn what they do. That's it. That is it. All right, let's play it. again, back to the second page. Second ending.
Dawn,
Mhm.
when you did that on the virtuoso, it just faded out by itself by you letting up on the 3 note.
No, I hit the
Oh, you
fade
did
out.
push
I
fade?
hit the fade out button.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. I hit
Okay.
the C chord, I reached up, hit the fade out button,
That's
and
what
then
I
I
was
just
wondering.
plinked a few
Okay,
notes on the
Yep.
virtuoso. Or
Yep.
not, you can just let it fade out on its own.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, any
Dawn?
questions? Yeah.
Something just happened. Can you tell me again how to do a total reset?
Oh no!
Yeah,
2 ways. You can go to the feature clear button and scroll until it says reset.
okay.
I'm not going to do it now because it'll erase everything. But
No,
it'll say
no,
reset, and then it's going to give you a choice. Reset presets or total reset. Hit total reset.
okay,
If that doesn't work,
yeah,
then you do the 5-finger reset.
which is,
You turn your organ off.
yeah,
You go to the upper keyboard all the way to the right, and you're
Yeah.
going to do E, F, A, B, C. You're going to skip the G. You're going to hold all 5 of them down.
F, G.
And while you're
E,
holding them
A,
down,
B,
you reach
C, okay.
over E, F, A, B, C. And then you reach over, turn your organ on, watch the window. It'll say total reset, and it's going to screech at you. Eee! And then you lift your fingers,
Okay, thank you.
and that'll fix it. And that's for all the organs. If you have a
I
glitch,
forgot.
the best way
Okay.
to do it is just first do it
How
in the
does it
screen.
happen?
Huh?
I've never had to do that. Why does it happen?
Yeah, what happened
Why?
here?
Sometimes
The
if you get
whole-
an electrical
whole-
surge.
The whole
Sometimes,
side, right, the organ, none of the lights come on and none of the buttons work. I went to put the harmony, but everything is dead on that side. Sound effect,
right, yeah.
so
Oh.
I have to.
Now, if it doesn't work after one of those,
Call
do
Joe.
it 8 times.
Okay,
Now that's an extreme, but that's
Yep.
because there are so many computers inside these
Yeah.
big organs. So that if what I just went through doesn't
Okay.
work, first try the one. If that doesn't work, then try this one. If that
Okay.
doesn't work, go back and do it 8 times. Turn your organ off, E, F, A, B, C, turn it back on. Wait till it says total reset. Lift your hand. Shut it off again.
again,
F,
okay,
A, B, C, 8 times, because what it's going to do is it's going to recycle through every single computer that's in your organ.
okay, thank you.
You're
Dawn,
welcome. Yes.
quite often, because I happen to have other people that use my organ sometimes, I go through and do both the resets on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes out, if anybody has because sometimes I go to my organ after people have used a stick,
Mm-hmm.
And I hear these funny sounds and I think, I never used to put that in there.
That's right. That happens. That does
So
happen.
I do them both
That's fine.
and to make
Maybe
sure.
that's why I couldn't get D7.
Now the total reset, yes, that's a possibility. The total reset will usually reset your presets as well.
Oh.
So
okay.
you shouldn't have to do both of them. Although if you do both of them, it's not going to hurt anything. Because total reset will reset your presets as well.
Hmm.
If you only want to reset your presets, the shortcut is to press and hold your preset button, your memorize button. For your presets, press and hold the memorize button, tap your home or reset, and that'll reset your presets.
Ah, that's cool. I'm gonna write that down.
So that's just a real shortcut. So if you put
Okay,
all kinds of stuff
memorize.
in for Dawn's classes and you say, I don't like any of them, I want to just erase them all, you press and hold the memorize,
Yep.
tap the reset button, and wait, and it'll say presets reset.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, thank you. Good. Books came
Maybe I can get that.
back order. You know what? Your back order book should probably be in there. If it's not, I'm going to be mad.
Dawn,
That is a
Yeah,
pretty
got a
song.
question. Does the virtuoso memorize? I just wondered.
Does it memorize?
Yeah,
You mean like when you save a preset?
yeah.
If you save a preset, it will
I mean to
memorize
fade.
whatever.
I'm
whatever
sorry.
sound
I
you
mean
have.
to fade out. Does it fade out is what I meant.
No, the whole organ fades out.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're just always doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole organ fades out. And as you're doing, like if I'm on,
See,
okay, lots of sound. Fade out.
that's what I saw you do. Okay.
The whole organ fades out,
Huh.
including the virtuoso.
Okay. Sometimes I memorize my fade out because my two fingers, sometimes they don't match up to both of the buttons.
Yep, been there, done that.
That's why I do that. And it was a shorter.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get,
Been there, done that. Sometimes
I
you go
always-
like this, and all of a sudden it
yeah.
stops.
That's not what- So I always fade out with,
Yeah.
I memorize it in.
You can memorize that as a preset. Yes, you can. Absolutely. So that when you go to the next preset, the whole organ just fades out. Yep.
And then at the end, when you're doing that C, the C, the C chord,
Uh-huh.
you're doing your virtuoso
Yeah.
and then
And you can
fading
do-
out.
Or not. You can, because you can play that with just individual
Okay.
notes. So it's kind of like what it's written here. It's just a lot more random and it sounds a
Okay.
little bit better.
And when I do the intro, I just eliminate that when I start with A2 for memorizing.
Yeah. You
Right.
can do that.
It's
Yep.
not connected to your intro anyway.
Yeah, A1 is going to be the intro, and then A2 actually starts the song. So if you
Yeah.
really wanted to, you could probably use the F chord for your introduction. Let's try it. I never thought of that. Yeah, it introduces a different song. No, I wouldn't use it.
Okay, so other 4 or 5 chords wouldn't sound good either.
You could just play the chords. You could just play the first line of chords. Just play the first line of chords and just keep playing them over and over again until you're ready to start. You could do that for an intro. That would be a good intro.
Okay.
So
Or
if you didn't want to play the intro that I wrote out, just do the first 4 chords and just keep repeating them until you're ready to come in.
okay.
And I'm on A2. And then come in when you're ready. And, that's a good intro. Yeah. Good suggestion.
Sometimes I use that fill-in button too, sometimes to
Mhm.
start.
That's a good intro.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dawn, when you do that C and then the fade out, and, no, the C and
C
fade
chord.
out in virtuoso. I
Yep.
can do it on my left virtuoso, can't I? Or
Yeah,
not?
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
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 I didn't know if it would change the sound. Okay.
Well, you have two different sounds there. So if you've got a guitar over there, doesn't matter what sound is over there.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay, okay.
honestly, yeah.
Okay, 'cause
Try it and see what you
that'd
think.
be easier.
Yeah, just keep it easier. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't have one over here on this organ.
okay. Right, I know.
Got a piece of wood there. It doesn't work.
You did that. I thought, shoot, I could do that. You know, no big deal.
I do have fingering for you if you need fingering. Now, have we made a decision? Are we going to do Lean on Me next week?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. All right. We'll do Lean on Me. It's a good song. It's not hard. And I'm not going to make it super hard. No. But we will find some good backgrounds for it and we'll have some fun with it. Those of you who need fingering, stick around. I will give you fingering. You play the song the way you remember it being played. Remember, this is a power ballad. What's important about power ballads? Your power chords, your guitar. That's why we put a guitar in that lower chord. Put a guitar down there. I don't care if you have other instruments down there, because there's a string. There's a string also down there. That's fine. But that power electric guitar is what you need. And that's all here. That's all here.
I saw these guys at outdoor concert
Oh, cool.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. But it always bothered me when he sang on his R's because he.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. It's been years.
Yeah.
Stadium.
But I don't remember. Yeah, he just totally sang on his R's, and it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
But that's his style. That's one of his signature things. That's what he does. And he made a whole lot more money at it than I did, so who am I to talk?
Yes.
All right, let's do some fingering. Here we go. F1, A2.
Bye.
Yes.
He
Bye-bye.
said bye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought he was saying 5.
All right, here we go. F1, A2, C3, D4. C3, A1. E4, F5, E4. D3, E4, D3, C2. Second line, A1, C2, D3, C2, C2, A1. If you don't like that, you could have done 1, 3, 4, 3, 3, 1. Whichever finger gets there first. It's a short little phrase.
Mhm.
You should have known F1, A2, C3, D4, C3, A1. Third line, E4, F5, E4. D3, E4, D3, C2. A1, C2, D3, C2, C2, A1. Same thing there. If you would rather do A1, C3, D4, if you'd rather do that, doesn't matter. That little phrase kind of stands on its own. Let's go to line 4. A1, C2, D3, G1, G1, A2, C3, D4. Put a little arrow on this next C, make it a 2, D3, E4, 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 D3, C2. Top of the next page. E4, 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 F5, E3, I'm sorry, E4, E4. Let's start at the beginning of that line again. E4, 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 F5, E4, E4, D3. Second line, F1, A2, C3, D4. C3, A1, E5, E5, D4, C3, B2. Let's go to the next line. A1, C3, D4, C3, A1, A1. Check mark. F1, A2, C3, D4. C3, A1,
A1 or 2?
doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. If 2 fits there better. The only reason I'm saying that is if you put a 1 on there, you can get up to the high E easier on the next line. E4, F5, E4. D3, C2, B1. Check mark. A1, C3, D4, C3, C3, A1. Again, you can do different fingers there, whichever gets there first. Last line, A1, C3, D4, G1, G1, A2, C3, D4. Put an arrow on the next C, make it a 2, D3. Turn the page. E4, 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 E4. D3, C2. E4, 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 E4. F5, E4. Second line, E4, D3. D3, D3, E4, F5. F5, E4, D3, C2, A1. The E that we wrote in is a 5 and the D is a 4. Check mark. D3, E4, F5, F5, E4, D3, C2, C2, A1, E4, D3, E4, F5, A4, D3, C2, E4. Next line, F5, E4, D3, C2, E4, F5, E4, E4, D3, D3. One more page. High G4, E2, G4, G4, E2. High A5, G4, E2, D1, C2 with a circle, that's a crossover, then E is 4. D3, E4. D3, E4, F5. F5, E4, D3, C2. C2, A1. E can be 4 or 5, doesn't matter. Let's make it a 5. D4, B3, A2, G1. F5, E4, D3, C2, E4. Next line, F5, E4, D3, C2. E4, F5, E4. E4, put an arrow on the next D, make it a 2, D2, E3, D2, and the last line, E3, G5, and the A we're throwing away, so we don't need it. And we're done.
Mhm. Right.
Dawn, the 5-finger reset worked.
See? See? Yes.
5, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Could
Very
you
Well,
just
good.
repeat that last line?
Pardon?
The numbers for the last line, E EGA?
The last line, EGA, it's E3, G5, and A nothing, because we're crossing it out and throwing it away.
Okay.
So we're only doing the E and the G. 3-5.
This song was not on my radar, but in the spirit of level 3, I think I'm gonna like it.
This is not a bad little song. It's a nice little song. And yes, power ballads, you learn something about playing guitar chords on the left hand because yes, the sound will decay. And if you're going to play those guitar chords down there, make sure that you play them more than once.
And with sustain,
It's not going to
We-
sustain. It's not on the lower hand. You can put it on there, but it's not going to do anything.
I thought it would make it ring a little longer.
Yeah, but see, your sustain is for strings and vocals. It's not for that
Okay.
sound. Right? Yeah, your lower genius or your lower sound, you probably can go into your effects and put a little bit on there. But why? You know, you want to, you don't want it to sustain as much as you want to get that effect of
Strumming.
play, play, play. You know, you want, that's a power ballad. That's what it's all about, are those power chords from your guitar. So instead of just playing it once and letting it go for 2 measures, you're going to have to play it 1 and 3.
Okay.
Okay? Try it. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like how that works.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. See if you learn one thing every time. And a lot of it is just trial and error. You just want to try some stuff and see if it sounds, see what it does.
Oh, you've had some other real good songs recently. That one with it was all banjo. Remember that banjo?
Oh, yeah. That was fun. That was Gentle on My Mind. Yeah. That's because you guys picked a good book. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, let me announce, I know we've already only got 14 people on, the 24th, Saturday the 24th, Robert has already approved that I am going to do a concert at 1 o'clock Florida time, and it's going to be audience participation. It's going to be a Name That Tune with a twist, meaning that I'm going to play several sets of 5 or 6 songs, and your job is to name the song, then figure out what the tie-in is for that set.
I'll be out west, but I'll take my tablet with me.
Woo.
1 p.m. local time?
1 p.m. Florida time, correct.
Okay.
Yep. So wherever
Thank
you
you.
happen to be, I know Arizona is, you're going to be watching it at 10, I think, right? Yep. And I think Montana's different, and Idaho's different. But you guys have to know how many hours difference there
We
is.
do.
Yeah. I can't keep it all straight. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank
Thank you, Dawn.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
Great
weekend.
weekend.
Thank you.